In a vast chamber filled with representatives from all corners of the galaxy, the Galactic Council met to discuss a growing concern. The air was tense, buzzing with whispers and worried looks. The leader of the council, a tall alien with shimmering skin, stood up to address the gathering. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, his voice echoing through the room, "we face a serious problem. The humans of Earth are advancing rapidly. Their technology is improving, and they are becoming a threat to our peace." Murmurs spread through the crowd. Some representatives looked worried, while others seemed skeptical. An older alien with sharp features leaned forward, frowning. "Why should we care about Earth? They are a young species, not worth our time." The leader shook his head. "That is where you are wrong. We have underestimated them for too long. They have shown creativity and resilience that we did not expect. If we do not act now, we risk losing control." A young representative from a distant star system raised her hand. "What do you suggest we do?" she asked, curiosity in her eyes. The leader took a deep breath, knowing this was the moment to make his proposal. "We must send them a warning. We will tell them that if they do not stop their reckless advancements, we will take action. This will remind them of their place in the galaxy." The room buzzed with discussion. Some agreed, while others worried about provoking the humans. Finally, a strong voice spoke up. It was a powerful senator known for his fierce opinions. "I support this plan. Let us show these humans that we are not to be trifled with. They need to learn respect." With a nod, the leader concluded, "Very well. We will send our message immediately." He waved his hand, and a holographic display appeared, showing a fleet of ships ready for deployment. "This is our fleet. They will deliver our warning and stand ready to act if needed." Meanwhile, on Earth, a meeting was taking place at the United Nations. World leaders gathered in a large room, faces tense with concern. News of the Galactic Council's threat had spread like wildfire. Some countries wanted to prepare for war, while others argued for diplomacy. The President of the United States stood at the front of the room. "We cannot ignore this threat," she declared, her voice steady. "The Council believes we will bow down to them, but we cannot show weakness. We need to respond." A young scientist named Dr. Ava Chen spoke up, her voice full of passion. "I agree, but we should not just react out of fear. We have to show them that we can fight back. Let's use our technology to strengthen our defenses and prepare for anything they might throw at us." An older leader shook his head. "But what if we provoke them further? We don't know what they are capable of. We should focus on peace." Dr. Chen replied, "Peace is important, but we can't let them bully us. We must stand our ground. If we show them we are strong, they might think twice before attacking." The room fell silent as everyone considered her words. Slowly, nods of agreement began to spread. The president spoke again. "All right, we will gather our best scientists and engineers to work on new technologies. We will prepare for the worst while hoping for the best." As the meeting ended, the leaders left the room with a sense of determination. They knew the road ahead would be difficult, but they were ready to stand together. They understood that the Galactic Council would not be an easy foe, but humanity had faced challenges before. This time, they would not back down. As night fell, Dr. Chen looked out at the stars, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. "We will show them," she whispered to herself. "We will show them what humans are made of." As the sun rose over Earth, a sense of urgency filled the air. In a high-tech facility known as the Defense Research Center, scientists and engineers worked tirelessly. They understood that the Galactic Council had issued a serious threat, and preparations were crucial. Dr. Ava Chen was at the heart of the operation. Her team had gathered the best minds in the country, all focused on creating new technologies to defend against the Council's might. The room buzzed with energy as ideas flew around like sparks in a fire. "Everyone listen up!" Ava called out, her voice cutting through the noise. "We need to enhance our defenses. We must make our weapons stronger and our ships faster. We can't afford to take this lightly." A tall engineer named Mark raised his hand. "What about our existing technology? Can we improve the systems we already have?" "Absolutely," Ava replied, her eyes shining with excitement. "We can upgrade our shields and weapon systems, but we also need to think outside the box. What can we create that the Council won't expect?" The team brainstormed ideas, sketching designs on digital tablets. Some suggested advanced drones for surveillance, while others discussed new energy weapons. Ideas flowed freely, and the excitement in the room grew with each proposal. Meanwhile, news of the Galactic Council's threat spread across the globe. People reacted in different ways. Some were scared, while others felt a surge of pride and determination. Social media was filled with messages of support for the military and scientists. In a nearby military base, General Marcus Lee was also preparing for the coming conflict. He was a man known for his strategic mind and calm demeanor. His office was cluttered with maps and reports about the Council's fleet movements. "Gather the troops," he ordered his staff. "We need to train everyone for possible combat. We must be ready for anything. I want drills every day until we know we can fight back effectively." The soldiers were nervous but motivated. They respected General Lee and believed in their mission. In the weeks that followed, they trained hard, practicing maneuvers and strategies. The atmosphere was serious, but there were moments of laughter and camaraderie, helping to ease the tension. Back at the Defense Research Center, Ava and her team worked late into the night. They fueled their passion with coffee and determination. After several long days, they made a breakthrough. Ava stood before her team, her heart racing with excitement. "We've done it!" she exclaimed. "We've created a prototype for a new type of energy weapon. It's more powerful than anything we've used before." Cheers erupted in the room. The team knew this was a significant step forward. With this new weapon, they could hold their ground against the Galactic Council. As the days turned into weeks, both the military and the scientists prepared relentlessly. Each team knew they were fighting for humanity's future. Families across the globe were glued to their screens, watching updates about the preparations. The public support for the military grew stronger as more people rallied behind the effort. In the middle of all this, Dr. Chen received a message from a friend in a neighboring country. "We are ready to support you," it read. "We will share our technology and knowledge. Together we can stand against the Council." Ava smiled at the message. She quickly organized a meeting with other countries, knowing that unity was essential. "We need to work together," she told the gathering. "If we combine our resources, we will be stronger." The Galactic Council must understand that they are facing not just one country, but all of humanity. As the meeting concluded, leaders agreed to share technology and strategies. The bond between nations grew stronger, forming a united front against the looming threat. The feeling of hope surged as they prepared for what was to come. The world was now on the brink of battle, but the spirit of humanity was unyielding. They were ready to fight for their future. With each passing day, the message became clear. The Galactic Council had made a mistake in underestimating Earth. Humanity was prepared, and they would not back down. The day had finally come. A tense silence hung in the air as humanity prepared for the first real clash against the Galactic Council. On Earth, soldiers were stationed at military bases, their faces a mix of fear and determination. In space, the Council's fleet loomed like a dark shadow ready to strike. General Marcus Lee stood on the command deck of the flagship, the Defender. He looked out at the stars, his mind racing with strategies. The massive ships of the Council were approaching, and their advanced technology was intimidating. But General Lee knew his soldiers were ready to fight. "Status report!" he shouted, his voice steady despite the tension. "Sir," a young officer replied, "the Council fleet is entering our space. They have 5 battleships and numerous smaller crafts." The general nodded, keeping his gaze fixed on the screen. "Prepare for battle. We will show them what humans can do." Meanwhile, aboard one of the Council's ships, Commander Zenara watched the readings with narrowed eyes. "Humans are more prepared than we thought," she said to her team. "We underestimated their resolve, but we cannot back down now. Engage them!" The two fleets met in the cold void of space, and the first clash began. Explosions lit up the dark canvas of the universe as energy weapons fired back and forth. Humanity's new technology held up better than expected. The upgraded shields on the Defender absorbed many of the incoming blasts. On the ground, families gathered around screens, watching the battle unfold. Reports filled the airwaves, and hope surged through the hearts of many. "They're holding their ground," one news anchor exclaimed. "The humans are fighting back!" Back in space, General Lee directed his forces with precision. "Send in the drones. We need to gather more information on their movements," he ordered. Drones shot out from the Defender, zipping around the Council ships. They relayed critical data back to the command center. As the battle raged on, one of the Council's battleships targeted the Defender, its weapons glowing ominously. "They're locking on!" shouted an officer. "We need to maneuver. Divert power to the shields and prepare to fire back," General Lee commanded, his heart pounding. The crew worked quickly, their training kicking in. The defender swerved just in time, avoiding a direct hit. The crew cheered as they returned fire, striking the council ship and causing it to shake violently. On the battlefield, chaos reigned. Small skirmishes broke out as human fighters engaged council drones in dogfights. Pilots pushed their skills to the limit, showing incredible bravery. Ava Chen watched from the command center, her heart racing. "Come on, keep pushing!" she urged silently, knowing that every second counted. Suddenly, a loud alarm rang out. "General, we have a breach on the left flank," an officer yelled. General Lee's mind raced. They were not just fighting for survival, they were fighting for their future. "Reinforce the flank! Send in the reserve units!" As reinforcements arrived, the tide began to turn. The council ships, once so confident, started to falter. The humans were relentless. The general's strategies proved effective, and his troops fought fiercely, each member determined to protect their home. In the heat of battle, one of the council's smaller ships tried to flee. General Lee saw an opportunity. "Target that ship! We can't let them escape with our secrets!" The crew focused their fire, and with a final shot, the ship exploded in a bright flash. Cheers erupted in the command center. "We did it! We held them off!" a soldier shouted, high-fiving his comrades. But General Lee knew this was just the beginning. The council would not give up easily. As the dust settled, both sides assessed their losses. The battle was far from over, and General Lee understood that they had only delayed the inevitable. But for today, humanity had shown the Galactic Council that they would not be intimidated. They had fought back and made their mark. Looking out into the vastness of space, General Lee felt a surge of hope. They had proved they could stand their ground. Humanity was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The battle had reached a critical moment. After the initial clash, the Galactic Council was reeling from the unexpected strength of humanity. General Marcus Lee stood on the bridge of the Defender, watching the damage reports come in. Despite the chaos, he felt a spark of hope. The humans were not backing down. "Status report!" he demanded, his voice steady amidst the chaos. "Sir," an officer replied, "we've lost a few fighters, but overall our forces are holding strong. The Council's ships are showing signs of damage." General Lee nodded, a determined look in his eyes. "We need to press the advantage. Gather all available ships and prepare for a counterattack. Let's show them we're not just defending, we're going on the offensive." Meanwhile, aboard a council battleship, Commander Zinara paced back and forth. Her mind raced as she processed the unfolding situation. "This is not going as planned," she said, frustration evident in her tone. "We underestimated the humans' resolve. We need to regroup and reassess our strategy." A tactical officer spoke up. "Commander, if we don't act quickly, we risk losing more ships. We should launch a full assault and crush their morale." Zainara hesitated, weighing the options. "Very well. Launch everything we have. We need to remind them who they are dealing with." Back on the Defender, General Lee's orders were clear. "All ships, prepare to engage the enemy. We're going to show them what humans are made of." He felt a wave of adrenaline as the crew responded to his command. The fleet moved forward, weapons charged and ready. As they engaged, the sky lit up with flashes of energy and explosions. The humans fought bravely, their spirits lifted by the prospect of victory. Each blast felt like a declaration of their strength. As the battle intensified, a small group of human fighters noticed a gap in the Council's formation. A young pilot named Jamie, filled with determination, called out to her team. "Follow me! We can slip through and hit their command ship. That could turn the tide." With a burst of speed, Jamie led her team through the chaos. They flew low, dodging incoming fire. The adrenaline rushed through her veins as they approached the command ship of the Council. "Get ready to fire on my mark!" she shouted, her heart pounding. On the Defender, General Lee watched as Jamie and her team executed their plan. This could work, he thought, a mix of hope and anxiety coursing through him. If they can disrupt their command, it may give us the advantage we need. As Jamie's team closed in, they unleashed a barrage of fire on the Council's command ship. The energy blasts hit their target, causing the ship to shake violently. Alarms blared throughout the Council fleet as chaos erupted. "Commander, we're losing control!" a panicked officer shouted. Zinara gritted her teeth, frustration boiling over. "Divert all power to shields! We must regain control!" But it was too late. The attack from the humans had taken them by surprise. On the Defender, General Lee seized the moment. "Now, all ships, move in for the attack!" The humans charged forward, their spirits high as they rallied together. The tide of the battle had shifted, and they were ready to capitalize on their advantage. The Council's ships struggled to regroup, but the humans pressed forward, firing with precision. Explosions erupted as one Council ship after another fell under the onslaught. The crew aboard the Defender cheered, their confidence growing with each victory. As the battle raged on, Jamie and her team continued their assault on the command ship. "We're almost there!" she shouted, her eyes focused on the target. With one final push, they unleashed a concentrated blast that struck the ship's core. A massive explosion erupted, illuminating the space around them. The loss of the command ship sent shockwaves through the Council's fleet. Their formations broke apart, and panic spread among their ranks. General Lee watched as the humans seized control, their cheers echoing through the command center. "We've turned the tide!" he exclaimed, a triumphant smile on his face. "Let's finish this!" With renewed vigor, the humans pressed the attack, and the Galactic Council began to retreat. The first battle had been a test, but now humanity was proving that they would not be easily defeated. As the dust settled, General Lee looked out at the stars, feeling a surge of pride. They had fought back, and for the first time it felt like they were truly winning. Humanity was ready for whatever challenges lay ahead, and they would face them together. The aftermath of the battle was a mix of joy and disbelief. Humanity had faced the Galactic Council and emerged victorious. General Marcus Lee stood on the bridge of the Defender, staring at the stars, feeling the weight of their achievement. The crew was buzzing with excitement, their faces lit up with smiles and laughter. "We did it! We actually won!" one of the soldiers shouted, pumping his fist in the air. The mood was electric, but General Lee knew there was still work to be done. "Let's not celebrate too soon," he cautioned. "We need to secure our victory and prepare for what comes next. The Council will not take this lightly." As the Defender and the remaining human ships returned to Earth, the news spread quickly. People across the globe celebrated in the streets, waving flags and cheering for their heroes. Families gathered around screens, watching live updates on the historic victory. It was a moment that would be remembered forever. In the following days, leaders from around the world met to discuss the future. Dr. Ava Chen was there, representing the scientists who had worked tirelessly to prepare for battle. She felt a mix of pride and hope as she addressed the gathering. "Today we have proven that humanity can stand together against any threat," she began. "But this is just the beginning. We need to strengthen our alliances and prepare for any future conflicts. The Galactic Council may not be finished with us." One leader from a neighboring country raised a hand. "What do you propose, Dr. Chen?" Ava smiled, feeling the support of her peers. "We must share our knowledge and technology. By working together, we can build a united front against any future threats. We can create a new era of peace and cooperation." The leaders nodded in agreement. They understood that unity was essential for their survival. Discussions turned into plans, and soon the groundwork was laid for a global defense alliance. They named it the United Earth Defense Coalition, UEDC. As the coalition took shape, General Lee was appointed as its leader. His experience and bravery made him the perfect choice. He accepted the role with humility, knowing the responsibility it carried. "This is not just about defense," he told the team during their first meeting. "It's about showing the Galactic Council that humanity is not to be trifled with. We will stand together, ready to protect our home." Meanwhile, in the depths of space, the Galactic Council was reeling from their defeat. Commander Zenara sat in her quarters fuming. "We underestimated them," she admitted to her advisors. "But we cannot let this loss define us. We must regroup and come back stronger." The advisors exchanged worried glances. "What if they come after us again?" one asked. "They are now united, and they have proven their strength." Zenara took a deep breath, feeling the pressure of leadership. "Then we will show them our true power. We will not rest until we reclaim our position." Back on Earth, the UEDC began to grow. Nations contributed resources, technology, and manpower to strengthen their defenses. Dr. Chen worked tirelessly to advance their technology further, creating new weapons and systems that could match the Council's might. Training programs were established for soldiers, and soon recruits from all over the world joined the cause. The spirit of unity was strong, and the people felt a renewed sense of purpose. As the months passed, the UEDC became a symbol of hope and resilience. The world felt safer knowing they were not alone. They had faced the Galactic Council and won, and they were ready for whatever came next. One day, as the sun set over Earth, General Lee stood on the command deck of the Defender. He looked out at the stars, reflecting on everything that had happened. We have entered a new era, he thought. An era of strength, unity, and hope. Ava joined him, her eyes sparkling. Do you think the council will come back? She asked, a hint of worry in her voice. General Lee nodded, but with a calm expression. If they do, we will be ready. We are no longer just Earth, we are united. Together we can face anything. And with that, the dawn of a new era began. Humanity had not only survived, but had also emerged stronger than ever. They had proven their worth to the galaxy, and now they were ready to explore their place among the stars.